Oh.
Watch that.
Good evening, everyone. Glad to see everybody. So many times council gets asked, well, how do we volunteer? Does the city have anything for me to do? When people retire, I get phone calls of what is there to do? So tonight, we're going to bring you more than you ever can think of. We have available in the city of Westminster, so we're grateful to have you here tonight. And we will have our welcome and introductions, the Volunteer Westminster program, how to volunteer, boards and commissions, police department volunteers, volunteering with parks, rec, and libraries, and how to get a volunteer's assistance, and then we'll have question and answers afterwards. So keep your thoughts, and as soon as we're all done with everything that you could possibly think of to do, we will open it up for questions. I will just put a plug in for the Historical Society, which I'm a board member of. We always need volunteers to help with tours. We would be happy to train you. We do those tours on Saturdays, and it's open from 12 to 2 when we have volunteers, and we have other things, but Martha knows about all of that too, so she is the one that you will talk to about that. But Jody, I'll send it over to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor McNally. Really appreciate your commitment and partnership and doing our community updates once per month. I'm Jody Andrews. I'm Westminster's city manager. I'm going to introduce the team shortly that's going to be presenting to you tonight and being here to answer any of your questions and maybe even sign you up as a volunteer. I think it'll be irresistible. I want to just tell you all and put this in perspective, and this is a gratitude slide for the Westminster community, that the city has over 1,500 volunteers who continually support our work through a number of programs. You're going to hear about those programs tonight and the volunteer opportunities. When we look at those numbers and break them down a little bit, that's over 33,000 hours of volunteer service. So 33,000 hours in a year, and when we work out that in a dollar sense, that's really about $1 million worth of volunteer contributions every year in the city of Westminster. So I would like to introduce the team who's going to talk to you about those volunteer opportunities. We have Martha Hines, our Senior Workforce Outreach Coordinator. We have Abby Fitch, our Westminster City Clerk. We have Norm Hobart, who can guess what Norm does for us.
Yesterday they wouldn't have known.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, he's our volunteer chief of police. And Alex Reeves is our Parks, Recreation, and Libraries Operation Manager. So I'm now going to turn it over to Martha.
And before you do that, I just have to brag on our volunteer coordinator position because Martha's been with us 6 years and has done a fantastic job continuing to grow that whole piece. But when I came in 2001 originally on council, and they had this volunteer group, and I'd never heard of that in a city. Well, we're still one of the only ones in the area that has somebody dedicated just to volunteers in the city. And I think that's a lot to say for the city, and that we do value volunteers and we do welcome volunteers. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all your support, Mayor. Okay, well, hello everyone. My name is Martha Hines. I'm the Senior Workforce Outreach Coordinator for the city, and also known as the Volunteer Coordinator. I hope that most of you, or all of you perhaps, have heard of Volunteer Westminster. That is our official volunteer program, and all of the programs that you're going to learn about today fall under that umbrella of Volunteer Westminster. Our program welcomes everyone. We have volunteers that are 5 years old to some that are recently retired. We have volunteers of all ages. Even though our average age for a volunteer is 43 years of age, we welcome students, individuals that are looking for professional growth, individuals that are recently retired that are looking to get involved or, create a sense of community. Everyone is welcome at Volunteer Westminster. So if you're not familiar with our program, I'd would love for you to visit our website and see a little bit more about what we do. So at Volunteer Westminster, there's really a lot of different type of opportunities. We try to make it so that there's something for everyone. We have ongoing opportunities, and those are going to be your more frequently scheduled roles at the city. And some of those look like maybe being a tech tutor or helping run the book club at College Hill. Typically, those ongoing opportunities happen a couple times a month and have more of a regular schedule for those who are a little bit more flexible with their time or more available. We also have one-time opportunities. So if you don't want to, or if you're not looking to commit to a program that requires, 6-month commitment or a year commitment, you can always hop in and join us for one of our one-time events. We recently had Westy Fest. That's one of our one-time events on Saturday. And we have our Honor the Land and Streams coming up in November as well. So those are just one-time events. You can join us for a few hours, and that's about it.
How many volunteers does it take for a Westy Fest?
Hundreds.
250 to be exact. 250 to be exact.
So 250 volunteers for Westy Fest, and Alex just told us the early numbers are in on how many people came from the community. Who can guess how many people came to Westy Fest this year?
3,100.
3,100? Multiply that by 10 and add 6,000. So 37,000 people came to our Westy Fest this year, and that was made to happen with our great staff. Alex is going to talk about that in a little bit, but I just wanted to flag 250 volunteers to make that happen, 37,000 visitors.
Yes, if you haven't joined us for Westy Fest, definitely join us next year. So in addition to some of those opportunities that I've mentioned, we also welcome youth volunteers, so anyone under the age of 18. We have a variety of volunteer positions for the younger audience and for the younger residents. Anything from open space projects where they get to plant trees, plant flowers, maybe collect seeds, to joining us at some of our special events as well. Our age is 13 and up for special events. We also always have our summer reading program at our libraries, and that is almost 100% volunteers, aside from the volunteer coordinator that runs that program. So there's a lot for our younger volunteers to do as well in the community, depending on what is of interest to them. Okay, so if you are interested in getting involved with Volunteer Westminster, there's a variety of ways that you can join us. The easiest is going to be by visiting our website. That is westminsterco.gov/volunteer Westminster. And that page will guide you through the different areas of volunteerism. It has some additional information, some videos, some images of our volunteers out there volunteering. You can browse through our directory and take a look at all of the different opportunities that we have, from libraries to police departments. You can browse through every single one, read about what it's like to be in that role, and right then and there you can apply as well. If you're not comfortable applying online, you can always stop by City Hall at Human Resources, and we have paper applications for anyone available if that's more accessible for you. let's see. So after a volunteer applies with us, we do have a little bit of a process, but it's a quick turnaround. We like to have our volunteers go through orientation. They typically learn more about the city, and we go over safety topics. They get their uniform, their name tag, and we get them ready to go for that volunteer role. They also complete safety training, because safety first, right, Norm? Yes. Okay. Yes. And, that's really the entire process. You'll connect with one of our volunteer supervisors, and you'll chat a little bit more about what that program is and learn more about what it entails and see if it's a good match for you. And then we'll bring you right on. So. And now I'm going to pass it over to Abby Fitch.
I'm Abby Fitch, and I'm the city clerk for the city. I'm here to talk to you about boards and commissions. So volunteering for our boards and commissions is a really rewarding volunteer opportunity, because you get to be part of the decision-making part of the city. Alongside staff and under the city council's purview, you get to help shape policies, advise council on things, and make decisions that are binding in certain legal areas. As you can see by this slide, we have 9 boards and commissions. Well, okay, we have 10 with the youth advisory panel. So there are 10 boards and commissions, and of a variety of topics. So you can, if you're passionate about the environment, you love history, you want to be involved in business licensing or permitting for the city, there are boards that do all of those things. The eligibility to serve on a board, you do have to be a registered voter, with the exception of the youth advisory panel. You have to be a resident at least for 1 year, and you also have to pass a background check. The youth advisory panel has different rules altogether. None of those apply to the youth advisory panel. So it gives you an opportunity to really be part of the council's work as well as the city in general, and we would really love to have you. In order to apply for a board or commission, you can visit the website that's listed at the bottom of the page there, or call the city clerk's office. We're happy to walk you through the application process. You're appointed for 2-year terms. You can serve up to 4 2-year terms, and then you have to reapply, but you then can be on a board again. And before I forget, Mayor, we do have lots of vacancies. A lot of people are ending their term right now, and there are a lot of people who are not coming back, plus vacancies that we've had for a while, so please reach out. And now I'm going to turn it over to Chief Hubbard.
Thanks, Abby. I appreciate it. So, like many of the volunteer opportunities here with the police department, we welcome all ages. So, for our first slide, you mind? Thank you. Is our volunteer victim advocates. There's a QR code up there. There's a phone number, and you can also get in touch with our victim service coordinator, Drew Hogan. Her email is up there. But this is an opportunity to serve our community and the victims that have been affected by crime. Each month, we present trainings, do case reviews with the volunteers, and encourage teamwork. We provide uniforms and call-out gear. We have one-on-one engagements with each of the volunteers each month, and we train our volunteers to be empowered and to be effective on scene, and solve problems and be good partners with the men and women that are working the streets when they're called out to serve our community. Resources are made available to all the volunteers so they can be effective in safety planning with the victims. We also have 2 interagency trainings and special events each year to encourage our relationships with other victim advocates from other cities. We do the police department, because you're working in the police department and outside the police department representing us. We do full background checks. We don't do the psych evaluations. That's only special for us, so we won't check the psychological stuff, but we will do the most of the other guidelines that the police officers follow as it relates to drug use, traffic, driving, and criminal background checks. Just because you may have a mark on your background does not mean no, so please please reach out to Drew Hogan, and we would encourage you to volunteer. We do have a standing volunteer victim advocate meeting on the second Tuesday night of each month for the last 30 years. So it's a long-standing fortified program. What we're looking for in the volunteers is 3 12-hour shifts each month, and those are obviously negotiable if we have a number of volunteers. So look forward to seeing some new faces in the volunteer victim advocate realm. For our next slide, we'll talk about an opportunity for some of the younger ones to get involved. The law enforcement program. This program is a great opportunity for teens to volunteer and to give back to the community while potentially earning lawn equipment and learning small business operations and other valuable life skills. The program offers assistance to residents with disabilities, elderly citizens, veterans, or other individuals in the community who may not have the ability to take care of their lawn and their yards during the summer season. This is evaluated on a case-by-case basis. This is run by our school resource officers during the summer months when the kids aren't in school. And this program is geared towards our younger youth from 14 to 18. So if you're looking for something to do during the summer and you want to come hang out with some officers, the lawnmower there, it's hard to see. It comes equipped with lights and sirens. So it's you get to push around, see lights and sirens. If you're interested in this, a couple of contact people there to reach out to is our two of our school resource officers, Austin Park and Charles Gonzalez, and their information is up there. Next slide, please. And sticking with the
Chief, before you go beyond that one, if they do 50 lawns, mow 50 lawns, they get a lawnmower, a trimmer, and
the blower, yes, and those are sponsored by corporate sponsors. So we partner with a program that was started in Alabama. It's in all 50 states now, and when the young adults pledge, commit to this, and they do 50. There's different levels, and 50 yards and 100 yards. So when each of them mow 50 yards or 100 yards, they get equipment, and it's free to them. It's donated by Snapper and other commercials that are commercial lawnmower companies that you would know and see at the Home Depot or Lowe's and those types of things. But it helps them. It gives them a sense of purpose and pride. It allows them to help the community, but it also gives them a small business investment moving forward. So it's a phenomenal program by many people that make this happen. So yes, thank you, Mayor. And on the other end of that, if you are somebody that is looking for that service come summer because you were having some difficulties, please reach out to those school resource officers as well, and they will make that happen for us. So. Already switching gears here. Thank you. Sticking with the young'uns here, the Teen Police Academy. It's again run by our school resource officers during the summer. We do a combined event with the Arvada Police Department and Westminster Police Department. It's geared again towards those youngsters 14 to 18 years old. Next year, the tentative dates, because that's a long ways away for us, June 1st to June 5th, 2026. It's all day, Monday through Friday. This year, to give you an idea, we had over 60 students from Westminster and Arvada, school kids that the RSROs knew, and these young kids were interested in law enforcement. It doesn't necessarily have to be an officer, because we talk to them and they get to see dispatch, the crime lab, report specialists, victim advocates, all the other opportunities that there are in law enforcement if the actual police officer doesn't, if that doesn't really fit their bill. So it's an opportunity to come out and spend time again with other young kids, and donating their time and learning about the profession. Local businesses donate breakfast and lunch, so they're well fed and well taken care of. And we don't advertise this, but I'll advertise it today. This is another opportunity. If they have their driver's license, they get to drive a police car. It's not something they get to do every day. So, again, fun with officers, and if they're looking for a career in law enforcement, encourage them to reach out to School Resource Officer Austin Park, and his information is up there. Please, thank you. the Citizens Police Academy. So this is very, very similar to the Teen Academy, but the adult version. So this is every Wednesday evening. The tentative start date for next year is August 19th, 2026. We usually do it in the fall, where the fire department usually does their academy in the spring. So again, it's an opportunity to volunteer, to learn more about the community and about the police department and those that serve the community. It usually runs for 12 weeks. It meets every Wednesday evening. And again, like we talked about with the kids, yes, this is an opportunity to drive a police car. This is an opportunity to see the taser in use. This is an opportunity, if you're so bold, that you can get tased. It's not for everybody. Wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but it's an opportunity to see and interact with officers in a different environment, and get to see that we're human, that we have the same thoughts, feelings, pressures, concerns, all that about you, or about that you do with ourselves. And it's an opportunity to interact, and would highly recommend if people have that time to spend, and it's a worthwhile time. So if I don't remember that number, Mayor, but this is something that we started back in 1997. So we've had this it's probably one of our longest standing volunteer programs that we have. After you graduate, you also have an opportunity to become an alumni member, so the Westminster Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, and there we have interactions with them. They come into our house all the time. They take care of us on some different holidays, but it's again an opportunity for us to share and to break bread with those in our community. So it's a great opportunity. Next slide, please. Last and certainly not least, to talk about Santa Cops. The Santa Cops program welcomes community members to sponsor and shop for a family that is in need during the holiday season. These families are local Westminster residents or Westminster families. They might just be outside the city, but their children go to Westminster schools. They've been identified through our police department, schools, or human services. The specific family information is not shared or released to anyone, so you're not going to know it's the Jones family or the Smith family in that aspect of it, but people that need some help during the holidays. Volunteers can participate to sponsor a family and then are welcome to wrap their gifts. But if you're like me, you're not a good rapper, you can drop them off at the police department, and we will know who the family is, who the sponsor is. We will make sure that all those get wrapped before we take them out. It's usually about a week before Christmas. The officers go out and deliver all the gifts in one night. So it's usually a good time for the officers and the volunteers there. There's an annual wrapping event that we have at the city. It usually takes place in a secured area within the police department. So we encourage those that are interested to sponsor a family and to be able to shop for those that are in need during the holidays. If you are interested in participating, please reach out to PD Special Events. The email is up there as well. And look forward to the questions here when we're done, but at this point in time, I will turn it over to our Parks, Recs, and Libraries Operation Manager, Alex Reeves.
Thanks, Chief Herbert. First, I want to start to say thank you to all the volunteers, and especially with Parks, Recreation, and Libraries, we depend on our volunteers when it comes to the community celebrations, trash pickup, cleanup in the city, as well as programs. That's all you see is volunteers assisting. So for our current volunteers, previous volunteers, and our recurring volunteers, I thank you all. Next slide. So just a plug with our open space volunteering, and thanks to Martha, this little plug with the honor, the Lands and Streams is coming up in November, and that's from November the 9th through the 15th. Basically, that's a one-day, a whole week event, and just cleaning up the streams within Westminster as well as the open space. Registration, you can register, send an email to hls@westminsterco.gov, and we're looking for registrations up to November the 1st. So send an email out for that. It's a great event as well. And the picture on the PowerPoint is from last year when we had the whole family that came out to do the honor the Lands and Streams. Another one-day event is a great global cleanup, and as well we celebrate Earth Day as well. That's a community trash cleanup, and after that event we have a big cookout for the volunteers. So more information will be coming out soon into the new year. And also in our open space, we do have some other programs where we have invasive species removals as well as planting native species. Also, depending on, just check on the website, on our open space website, because we do have different programs that we offer where we paint bridges as well and do with the trails also, and also at Stanley Lake as well. Next slide, please. For our special events, we could not do our special events without our volunteers. We rely heavily on our volunteers. We have a small but mighty staff, but us volunteers really drives these special events. And we also feed you too, for the volunteers. Important part, we will feed you for our volunteers. Our Westie Fest was is our biggest special event. From event teardown, event setup, we start the event set up in the middle of the week for that event as well, and then tear down after, a couple of days after as well. Golf cart and shuttle driver, we pick you up from the shuttles, we drive you around to different areas within the event, and that just really helps out with accessibility and mobility issues as well. Carnival game managers, they all mostly ran by teens and adults, that they come and run the carnival games and they give the kids candy during Westie Fest as well. And a great thing, we have bike valets. So any attendees who want to ride their bike to all these different events, we have someone there who could check in your bike. You could go have fun, come back, and check out your bike as well. Also, a good thing we have is an ambassador. So that's just an information tent that we have. So anyone has any questions, need maps of the event, we have that volunteer opportunity as well. And a great, unique volunteer, we have the Pumpkin Patch Valet. We have a huge pumpkin patch that we built during Westie Fest. So if you want to grab that, if you see this great pumpkin that you want, but you don't want to carry it all day, you can leave it at the valet for the night. And then we can put it on a cart and we can take it up to where you need to go into the shuttle or to your car as well. And coming up in December is our holiday lighting. And we do need volunteers for the Santa line management and also a visit helper for the holiday lighting. To look for the more volunteer opportunities with special events, you can go to our special events page, as well as the Volunteer Westminster page that Martha said earlier, and Volunteer Local as well. Next slide. So, more ways to volunteer. We have other opportunities to volunteer within our libraries, as well as our golf courses. If you're looking for, in our libraries, College Hill or Irvin Street, help with archives, also help with the bookshop for the Friends of. You can help volunteer for that. And also a great program, we have Pause to Read program. He was like, what is that? So it's basically if the handler has therapy dogs, you can bring the therapy dogs in with the handler and sit with the kids who are learning to read with that. So it's a great volunteer program within the libraries as well. Also, as stated earlier, summer reading volunteers, we have about 40 volunteers, teen volunteers in the summer. So with the libraries, we range about 30 to 40 volunteers recurring the whole year. And in the summertime, we have additional 40 teen volunteers to help out within the libraries. Also with our golf operations, if you love golf, we have volunteer opportunities as well in golf. So we really help out with they help out with tournament play, to be a greeter, give directions, also help out with safety as well, and also do a shuttle to and from the practice course as well. So if you're looking to volunteer, if you love the outdoors, if you love the environment, if you love programs, activities, we have it all. It's a la carte within Parks and Recreation and libraries. Turn it back over to Martha.
Thank you, Alex. There really is something for everyone. So we encourage you to visit us online. If you don't have access to a computer, you can always visit one of our libraries at College Hill or at Irving Street, and I'm more than certain that our staff would be happy to help you through that application process or to share more opportunities within our program. If you are looking to get help from one of our volunteer programs, such as Snowbusters, our Snowbusters program, we start matching matching in late October, early November. We match volunteers with a local resident who is unable to shovel the snow from their sidewalks during the winter time. If you're looking to get that assistance as a resident, we have an application available on our volunteer page that you can print there or download. You're also more than welcome to stop by City Hall and obtain an application that way. You're more than welcome to give us a call at Volunteer Westminster. Our phone number is right up on the slide, 303-658-2089. And if you're looking to get help in the summer months, I know the police department's program is pretty robust with the mowing with cops, but we do have an additional program in the summer months where we help older residents or residents with a disability, residents that just can't keep up with their yard. So if you need help trimming bushes, cutting back flowers, raking leaves, planting some flowers, we have volunteers that love to help out. And it really affects all of us. It makes our community even more beautiful. So if you need any assistance from Snowbusters or our Yard Help program, please visit us online or give us a call. We'd be more than happy to see if we have a volunteer that lives near you who can help. Okay. And now I'll pass it over to Mayor McNally.
How many in the room already volunteer? Oh, get Joe's hands up. I know all of you probably volunteer one way or the other. How many came with questions about volunteering? Anybody have a question that you want to ask one of these people? Yeah.
I have two, I think. First, for the police chief, could you kind of give us a job description of the victim's assistant role?
So the victim advocate is it's statutorily mandated so that we reach out to victims after a crime has occurred. There are certain crimes that by you being a victim of a crime, you have certain rights guaranteed by the state, and part of that is for us to help walk you through the process of what is going to happen as it relates to the court process. There may be opportunities for compensation for that victim based off of different funds depending on what happened. So your job is the victim advocate is to either phone call or respond is usually preference, but it depends on the situation, depends on the victim, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's something that where, people will be on call a Monday night, could be a Saturday night, could be all day Saturday, that type of thing. But you get to choose your schedule as far as that goes. It's not something where we're telling you, hey, you're the newest one on the force. Guess when you're working, that type of thing. It's got to work out for you and your family and that type of thing. But you're on call. And obviously our paid staff, our paid victim advocate staff are always there as a resource for you. So we don't send you out there. We partner up with the 17th Judicial District, which is Adams and Broomfield County. Partner with them twice a year to put on a volunteer victim advocate academy. And they have great trainings, great instructors coming in to let you know kind of what that process entails once you're on your own as far as that goes. But if you're not comfortable being on your own, it'll be something where we send you out with paid staff. We'll send you out with other volunteers until you kind of have your feet under and you're like, okay, I think I can get this done as far as that goes. When you respond out to the scenes, officers will be there. We're never going to put you in a spot where your safety is in jeopardy. So if the suspect is still out and about, the officer will remain there on scene with you and the victim to ensure both safety, the safety of both people. But if it's something where the suspect is in custody, the officer is going to check with you before they leave to make sure that you're okay and comfortable and that type of stuff. You get trainings, like I said, each month. There's a monthly meeting that come with trainings, and there's a couple of times each year where there's specialty training to provide those other opportunities to learn.
Does it involve going to court in the follow-up to the process?
Most often, no. But there is a handoff, if you will, to our victim advocates that work at the courts. So it may be something where if I'm a victim, you will let me know, hey, here's kind of the process. Here's some of the resources that are there. And obviously, if you are a victim and you just suffered trauma, some of that is not always, you're not always wanting to ask or think to ask some of those questions at that point in time. So you leave them with a whole host of a bunch of information, and then from there they can reach out back to you the next day, or you provide other numbers and resources for them to reach back out on the next morning or Monday morning, that type of thing. And then from there, we will have victim advocates. We have victim advocates that are municipal court or at both county and district courts that will then kind of take that baton from you and make sure that when they're up at court, they get to the right courtroom, they understand the process, they understand everything that's going on. So usually for most of our volunteer victim advocates, it's more about that immediacy, that evening, kind of right after the incident happens. Yes. So usually no court.
Okay.
Yes.
May I ask one more? This is for Alex. I have it in mind to assume a local park as my custody for invasive weeds. How would I go about that?
Yes, for that, and definitely send an email to us. You can send it to our open space superintendent and kind of send that about the invasive weeds and everything, and we'll get back with you and kind of talk with you to kind of assist with that.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Who else has questions? You're a sleepy bunch tonight. Hortons, tell us about some of your volunteer stuff that you do and excite some of these people.
Whoa. Go for it. Back in the days when open space was very
Talk into the mic.
the
sir.
dream,
Yeah.
and city council purchased the open space at the ranch. They caught so much guff of it that they says, let's turn this over to some citizens, let them catch the guff, which has happened. So I was on the original board and served that board for 31 years, I think it was. So a lot of the open space you see around, I said, hey, we're doing little dinky things here. Let's go open up some big areas. So as you go out on Federal and you see that wide open space out there, I can say I had my 2 cents in there on that. So that's just one of the big ones that I was involved in.
Well, and it shows that everybody's voice can make changes. And so that's the reason why we do. I'm so grateful that we have a volunteer coordinator, and the city truly values their volunteers. And people like you have made lifelong changes that generations to come will enjoy. So thank you. Yeah. You want to talk about anything? No? You don't have to.
Turned it all over.
Well, I know you turned it all over.
No longer volunteering. Oh, I've got still one thing left. I do think that people should volunteer for the boards and commissions. That's important because we don't need to have people serve for 40-odd years in a position. I mean, it's not fair.
Anybody else? Questions? Comments?
Mayor, I'd like to follow up. Thank you for that. You have given us a lot of years, and we very much appreciate that. I do want to give a plug again for boards and commissions. There's so many things you can do on boards and commissions, and the commitment level is different. There's like the election commission meets as needed, and special permits and licensing meets every other week. There are just a lot of ways you can give back and be part of policy making and decision making for the city.
And we don't have a wish list of people lined up, so we need you. Anybody else? No, it's a quiet night. Who had a question? Our front row person?
Yeah, he was going to ask a question.
Oh, I didn't have a question, but I do for you, now that you're sitting there. been many, many years back since I've had anything to do with the Westminster PD, back when Sergeant Mike Kemp and I worked DARE programs. Now that goes back, he's been retired, 15, 18 years now. So there's probably some pictures somewhere in the building that probably shouldn't be seen. But I'm sure they're out there somewhere. But this is a little bit different meeting than I expected to come to. I have a few concerns that I'd like to bring up, but I don't know that this is the forum to do that.
What are your questions? We'll see.
Well, again, with the police department, is can we get a little bit better control of speeding on 80th Avenue?
So 80th Avenue as well as US 36, and there are several other areas around the city that we have a full traffic unit that's out there. We do part of the as part of our enforcement. We have teamed up with other local jurisdictions for the street racing.
Yep, on 36
to work on those and with other police departments. So we're on a statewide task force. We're also on an Adams County-wide task force, and then we're not busy with those. We're doing those in the evenings as well, you know, and then as well as during the day shift, and partnering up with our other Adams County agencies, doing vehicle registrations, but as well as speeding. It's not one location, it's a lot of locations. As many people let us know every day, what I would do is absolutely let us know, you know, if there's a specific time, those pieces of it. But the other piece that we're doing now is we bought a speed trailer this year. We're going to buy another one. It's a public education piece because we put it out in a specific area in a neighborhood. We usually put it out there for a week, gives the speed limit and educates people, reminds them. It's a gentle reminder, and then but it also collects valuable data for us.
Right.
And you know, different times, you know, the traffic volume, so we can go back out there, we can take a look at that data to where we can learn to be most effective. So we're diligently working on it, yes.
Does 36 fall under Westminster PD or State Patrol?
As it relates to speeding and accidents, it falls under us.
Right.
As it relates to the HOV lane, that falls to State Patrol.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So yes, thank you, Jody. One of the pieces of legislation that the City Council passed last year was a vehicle abatement program. So if we have people that are out street racing or doing other egregious behaviors, we have an opportunity to seize their vehicle based off their behavior. Now, obviously, there's still due process with that, so we turn that over to our municipal prosecutors and to our judge, and ultimately make that decision. And we have seized vehicles for some of the bad behavior that we have seen out there. So that has also been a deterrent, and obviously that news spreads like wildfire. So when we have our next one, we'll be sure and educate the public again and talk to them about that and give that as an example.
20 over is a criminal speeding charge now, isn't it, still? Or 25 over?
20 over is still a criminal violation, yes.
Okay. Yeah, my dad was a Denver policeman for 25 years, so he bugged me to join the fire department, but I never got smart enough to do that. I had to work hard for where I'm at now. Why does other cities, Arvada, Wheat Ridge, have speed cameras and we don't?
So we are actually in the process of heading down that avenue. Okay. We're a little bit behind in there. Part of it was wanted to see how it was done, what resources. One of the things that we were initially concerned about was what does that resource take? Yes, there's speed cameras. Yes, there's money involved in those types of things. But what kind of personnel resource is that? And so we are a little bit behind them, but it's been invaluable because we thought we would do or go a different direction on some of those things, and it's kind of clarified our path, if you will. So it's something that we are researching. We are actually in the process of doing with CDOT and a couple of the companies doing a speed survey around the city to develop speed corridors, which is one of the first pieces that we have to have done before we can even get into that, and then we would bring legislation back to City Council to pass different ordinances in that piece to allow speed cameras and to go that route. So we are headed that way. We're a little bit behind, but part of that was actually intentional to understand the lay of the land, because you want to be on the cutting edge of technology. You don't want to be on the bleeding edge of technology, and so right now we're in line to have those probably come online next year.
Well, I'd love to see a dummy car just sitting along 80th there when they come over the hill. I mean, that would even help. And I remember when the officer would stand down there at Stewart Place or Raleigh Place, stand right on the street. Move it over, bud.
Still do that from time to time.
For
Yes.
a while, but I thought I silenced that. I was supposed to. Oh. I think that's about it that I had that I wanted to speak with the police department about. Thank you.
Perfect. And I just want to say for the speeders, during holidays, I open the house in the mornings for cinnamon rolls for the officers working. And anybody that I've seen on Facebook with 121 on 36, they get 2 cinnamon rolls. Who had a question?
Chief, I was just wondering if you need a volunteer to go out and write citations for people with expired registrations.
Well, I'll have to see if I can work that into our program. Yes. I might need more than one volunteer, but I'll start with you. Yes.
We walk around all of the apartments, so we still have some from 2023 sitting there.
And we do pair up. So in our community services department, we have our parking enforcement unit, and they're the ones that you will see out there enforcing those that are not driving, and looking for those registration violations on the city streets. We usually focus more on the actual drivers, and finding those people that are actually driving, but those that are parked, our friends in the community services department do handle that piece of it.
I'm ready to go because I saw 3 or 4 of them today.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions? It's your time.
Okay, what do you do with the cars that you confiscate?
It depends on the financial situation of the vehicle in question, as well as the condition of the vehicle. We don't usually send them to a crusher beyond. That's not what we do. Generally speaking, it would be, is it a vehicle that we can use for the city? Otherwise, it's more than likely, it's really determined by the court. That's not usually a police department. As much as I would like it to be, it's not usually a police department question. But it's usually determined by the court what'll happen with it. If the vehicle is sold, that money will go back to the city's general fund to fund other programs, that type of thing. But a lot of it comes down to what is the value of the vehicle. We did seize one vehicle that was involved in some bad behaviors, but it was also had payments still left on it, so left us with some different things that we needed to consider before we just seized the vehicle, as far as that goes. But all that is left up to the judge to make that final determination.
Betty wants a Corvette, so she.
Goes all the way to the speed limit.
Even over a little bit.
Any other comments, questions? Well, I'm not opposed to giving everybody an extra 15 minutes of the night. I want to thank everyone that was here, Chief and Abby, Martha, and our favorite Alex here. He sings. Maybe we could get him to sing for us. If it was Christmas time, I'd really make you, but I won't force you tonight. But I just hope those of you listening online and those here, and if we haven't hit something that you think, well, I wonder if they need somebody to do this, don't hesitate to call. Martha, be glad to look into it, to see. She's a wealth of information, and maybe you have a great new idea and we didn't even know we needed it. So be that person to ask the question. But thank you so much. And City Manager Andrews, it's always great to see you every third Tuesday. And do you have any last comments?
Well, I do have one thing I would like to add, and that is we have a very important day coming up on November 4th. It is our civic election in Westminster. It's a big one for us. We have 4 seats on City Council that are up for election, one of which is the mayor's seat. And we have a fantastic mayor, the city, and she has opted to not run a second time. And so that's created a really interesting opportunity for 3 candidates who are running for mayor. So please do come out and vote on the 4th. There are also 3 city council seats that at that election, and we also have a rare opportunity for our community to weigh in on a ballot measure, which is ballot measure 3H, which is paramedics and pavement, and that would provide an increase in sales tax revenues to fund the staff for 2 additional fire stations and neighborhood street maintenance, which has fallen behind. So if you would like any information on that, we have a great webpage on the city website. You can look into and get more information on the city councilor candidates. You can also get more information on that ballot question that I talked about. But no matter what you do, please, please, please come out and vote and weigh in on that ballot measure on November 4th. This is a really important election for Westminster.
Today I heard from the county clerks, and we've only had 1,800 people out of 116,000 votes so far. So, and I know I put mine in the ballot box at 10:30 last night. So this is how slow I know the counters are happening, because I had chemo today, and so as I'm sitting there, I get this email, and it says, your vote has just been cast. And I'm going, it's only 11 o'clock. And that had to get picked up this morning and make some other rounds for pickups, get out to Jefferson County to the Larimer building, and then go down to the proper place where it was counted. So they don't have many votes to count. So I just ask people, you exercise your right to vote. And so many people ask me, how do they know money's going to be used for what we are saying it needs to be used for? And I will go back to 2A in 2003. You all voted for police and fire pieces back then. And today, in our budget, if we brought it out here and showed it to you, they could show every person that's been hired with that money, every piece of apparatus that has been bought with that money, and the other pieces that were in that election that year. That money has been spent as you, the taxpayers, said, yes, but we want it spent this way. If we've been doing that since 2004, when it became effective, to today, I would think that's enough trust to know that 3H will be spent in the same manner. So please vote and have a great evening. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, everybody.